to pretty much give them a good baseline health and let them know that we're still here to help out any way that we can. Dr. Travis, if you want to kind of go over the whole synopsis with them real quick.
Yeah, once again, guys, thanks for joining us. Like I said, we normally go out into the community and do these in person and bring lunches, but obviously a little bit craziness in the pandemic times, but it makes it more crucial for us now to continue to educate. So we're just making this very short, sweet, hitting one thing at a time. But if, as you guys start to get back into your offices or wherever you are, if y'all do have a group of people that are together, we can send you guys lunch and y'all can join on us. So eat lunch with us basically virtually. But yeah, we do these to educate you guys because there's a lot of information out there and there's a whole bunch, and some of it's good, some of it's bad. So we like to base things that we teach and preach off of actual research. And so we actually know for a fact that it does work and that's what we need. And that's why we do this. So we teach how we eat, move, and think. And so we can maintain our homeostasis. So homeostasis is our body being able to balance and function like it's supposed to without any outside interference. And so the more we eat, move, and think, the better that happens. And so, but we got to educate, we got to learn how to do all that. So that's why we're doing these talks. And like I said, Dr. Stevens is going to go over some of the actual research on omega-3s and why they're important for us and why they're essential. And so you can go ahead and start that, Dr. Stevens.
And I love the fact that you used essential because it is an essential nutrient, meaning it's a nutrient that our body cannot make. So we have to get it from an outside source. One of the main, there are a couple of different things that it does, especially for our immune system. And this might actually look familiar to a couple of people if y'all are already patients, because we send this out every single month. It's a different kind of thing. But right through here, we have Gutierrez from Journal of Molecular Science did a whole effects of omega-3 fatty acids on the immune cells and what it can continue to do. And he found that there's really 3 things in biology that it has a big effect on. So it is changing your chemokines and cytokines. So it'll release that. So anytime that there is a problem, an infection, or anything that's going on with it, then your body is trying to release these so that way it has like a full immune response, whether it is ramping up the inflammation that your body needs or even ramping down the inflammation so that way you're not having an overabundance of it. So that's part of what you're doing is you're releasing those cytokines to let people know that there is some sort of infection or something going on with it. Now it's also making it to where you're getting the proper bonds throughout the entire cellular membrane. That's what's going to help keep your cell nice and fluid, nice and healthy, keep it from being too rigid. Now this becomes really important because our cells actually, our immune cells especially, they do something called phagocytosis, meaning it is going to try and eat up whatever bacteria or invader or virus or inflammation, any sort of foreign invader that's in our body. So it'll engulf it and then it'll break it down inside that immune system and then it'll spit it back out. So that is how our immune system actually works. Now, this is also true of any sort of infected cells as well. And that's the third one, is it's working on making sure that any of our cells that are damaged or not working the way that they need to, then they get broken down properly by having the correct molecules on the outside that signal the fact that it needs to be broken down. So what he was showing is that without that omega-3, we start to have a very big difference on how healthy our immune system can possibly be. So we have to make sure that we're keeping our immune system in, and all of this research that I'm talking about, we have it in the office. We can certainly get it to you at any single time. Everything that we're doing, we base it on the research to it. And we also want to make sure that everybody else has access. So if ever y'all are interested in it, just let us know, give us your email. We can email you out every single month the research that we're doing for it. But we just want to make sure that everybody is keeping up with eating well, moving well, thinking well, and giving themselves that proper start so they can get that solid baseline health. I know Dr. Travis is going to go over an offer that we do so that way we can make sure we know exactly what's going on and how we can help from there. So Dr. Travis, I know you've got the screen on the next one.
Before we get to there, the research on omega-3s, guys, is unbelievable how beneficial it is for us. That's why we call it an essential nutrient, right? Because essential means your body cannot make it, so we have to take it in. And so then if, most people we say that to groups of people and they'll go out and they'll just buy, omega-3s off the shelf, but there's good omega-3s and there's a lot of bad omega-3s. And so if you are taking omega-3, awesome. But if you have any questions on what makes it good, what makes it bad. We can go over that here at the end because there's a lot to that. But you want to have the most raw, organic, like you can find in nature, omega-3 as possible, because it's going to make your body work that much better. And so please get some questions for us when we get done, so I want to answer those, make sure we answer those for everyone. And then you're on a good quality omega-3, because that's the biggest thing, because you want to make sure you're getting what you're actually paying for, and not getting it synthetic or modified in a lab. Because you got to think, if you have olive oil, it's better to take the olive, squeeze it, put it in the bottle, use it, instead of taking the olive, taking it into a lab, modifying it, and then putting it in the bottle, right? You want as the most raw as possible. And so a lot of people have questions on that, and it's very simple to look at and explain. And we can go over that as well. And so, but we didn't mention that some of y'all are in California, don't really know who we are, but we're Texas Chiro Health, but we're a chiropractic office. So obviously we treat the spine and we do PT as well, because it all works together. But you can't just have one magic bullet to health. You have to eat well, you have to move well, you have to think well. And so our main goal is just to keep our community healthy. If you're in pain, we get you out of pain, but we continue to build on that to keep you from ever getting in pain and just stay healthy, because that's what we need to do, especially in times like this. We have to make sure we're keeping our immune system boosted up. But if you are in the area, I know Carly said she's in Arizona, so that's kind of out of the way for her unless she wants to fly in. They're probably super cheap right now. But we always work with a charity, and right now we're on Big Brothers Big Sisters. And so anybody that needs to or wants to, get healthy or get into pain or just have any extra questions, want to get everything checked out, it's just a $39 donation that covers everything in the office: exam, consultation, any x-rays we shoot. We do a spinal health assessment, which is a functional motion assessment, so we can see how everything is moving. Because you might not be here in pain, but you might not be moving right, so that lets us know what else is going on. And then you have our phone numbers over here: Lakewood, we're on the corner of Mockingbird and Abrams, and then the McKinney office is on El Dorado and Ridge, out by the bank. What's that bank there?
Prosperity Bank. Yep.
Yeah. And so, you got anything else to add to that, Brian?
No, just let us know how we can help. This is a great opportunity for you to get healthy. It's a way to see what your own baseline health is, and then what those next steps are to where you can get yourself back to where you need to be, or even take that next step to be even healthier from it. So give us a call, reach out, but I do want to leave a little time for questions as well. So what questions do y'all have? You can either type them into the side or even just unmute yourself and ask them.
Open book, use this.
All right. Well,
while we're waiting for anybody that has any questions, next week we will do the intermittent fasting. And so let us know where you're at, so we can make sure to have that flyer sent to those locations again, so they can get sent out, so it has the link built in there as well. And you can just type that in there and we'll go from there. But anybody got any questions? Dr. Stevens, you want to take that one?
Yeah, I will. Bethany, that's a great question. So a good omega-3, you're looking for something that's going to be coming from, well, first, you want it coming from a fish. So omega-3 is going to have a lot of different aspects to it. And the ones that we actually use here in the office, it's coming from Innate Choice. So they actually mix it with fish oil, and then you've got your cod liver oil as well, so that way you're getting fully formed vitamin D3 in it too. You're going to want something that is completely wild caught. You don't want anything that would be farm raised. Now you can, and what I'm talking about is more of like a supplement nutrient type thing, the ones that we're using. You can find omega-3s elsewhere. So if you're getting like grass-fed or grass-finished beef, I should say, that's going to have some. But the best thing is going to be from a fish itself. So wild-caught fish will have a really good omega-3 content to it, to where your body can actually absorb it and utilize it that it needs. Number one thing, just make sure that it's going to be a wild-caught and organic type of thing, non-synthetic, non-processed in a lab, and not filtered down to where it's taking out the other parts of the fatty acid. So DHA and EPA are typically two that you're going to hear about from everything else, but you also need to have did I say DHA? And so you need DPA, and that's what's going to help transport it around to the rest of your body and get it all the way up to your brain as well, which it plays a huge role in making sure that your brain stays nice and healthy.
All right, so Bethany, answer that question. So when you're looking at the label of an omega-3, first telltale sign that it could be processed or synthetic is that it only makes you take 1 or 2 recommended daily doses a day. But when you look at the ratio, it should have EPA to DHA, a 16:9 ratio, which is almost a 3:2. That ratio has to be correct because that's how it's found in nature. If that ratio is off, if it's equal, there's a lot of them that put DHA above EPA. That means it's been messed with, and so that's what you're looking for. And also, it should have the other omega-3, the other fatty acids in there, like Dr. Brian just said, the DPA, and that's the carrier to help us absorb those. And so if that's not listed in there, that means it's filtered out, and it typically takes place when they mess with it in a lab. It becomes rancid, it becomes fishy smelling. So they have to take out the fish smell, which takes out all those other smaller chain fatty acids that we need. And so that's what we're looking for, and that's very hard to find, and that's really the only one on the market that has that is the Innate Choice. There was another brand that used to, but I haven't seen it in a while.
Nordic Naturals, yeah, but it didn't have the vitamin D3 with it already, so you had to get something separate.
And so that's what we're looking for there. So the ratios and make sure that everything's in there. Another thing they do too is they'll say 1,000 milligrams of omega-3, but when you actually add up the EPA and the DHA, it only ends up like 500. So I don't know where the other 500 is coming from. And so that's how you know you're not really getting what you're paying for there as well. But that was a great question. Thanks, Beth.
Yeah, it was.
Does anybody else got any questions? It's fun actually getting back and kind of talking in front of people. I
know, I agree. I love doing this. It's a great thing, a great way for me to be out in front and talking to people, helping educate them, seeing the responses that we get back, and then especially seeing the changes that goes into everybody's life when they start getting healthy and start realizing what they need to do. All right, guys. Well,
make sure y'all write down our phone number here in the group chat. I'm gonna put mine and Dr. Bart Stevens' email. Let's see, where's our email?
Yeah, reach out. Any other questions that y'all have, but then you can also send us a link just to let us know, so we'll send it back out, the intermittent fasting one for next week.
And then if y'all have any questions, y'all want to make an appointment, call us, email us, whatever works for you guys.
Yeah. You can also check out our Facebook page. We have a lot of these other talks and conversations with it. Information, I know we've always about eating well, moving well, and thinking well. And just any information that we can help you with, but also how we can get you over the hump to get you back to health. So.
All right. Looks like you guys are jumping off. So thank y'all for joining us so much. And then we're looking forward to talking to you guys next week. Unless anybody actually has any questions, like I said, just call us, email us, like us on Facebook as we keep putting these guys up.
Yeah. Y'all have a great rest of the day.
Awesome. Thank y'all.
Bye.